must have been an immense relief to see the COVID-19 single-day death toll fall well below 100 for the first time in the past 2 weeks in the country. The data suggests a drastic fall in the death curve along with the improved supply of life-saving oxygen gas, while it is believed that the next 2 weeks are going to be extremely crucial in our fight against the deadlier second wave of coronavirus. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. The hearing on writ petitions filed against the resolution of the lower house pushed till 6th of June. Constitutional bench to be formed on the basis of seniority. Over 6,000 new coronavirus cases and 68 deaths reported yesterday. Surgical unit of Bir Hospital begins treating coronavirus patients. 800,000 doses of Vericell vaccines arrived from China. Chairman 2 of Janata Samajwadi Party, Yadav and Thakur, expels one another from party membership. The Samajwadi Party on the verge of split with the latest development. And the WHO approves China's Sinovac COVID vaccine for emergency use. The second Chinese vaccine to receive the WHO nod after Sinopharm. Supreme Court is to form a constitutional bench on the basis of seniority of justices to hear on the writ petitions filed against the resolution of the House of Representatives. 2 justices had recused from the constitutional bench following questions from law practitioners regarding the composition of the bench and on the impartiality of several justices. The development has, however, pushed the hearing on the writ petition by 4 more days.
On Friday, the first day of the hearing on writ petitions filed against the dissolution of the House of Representatives at the Constitutional Bench, petitioners had raised questions on the presence of Justice Bamkumar Shrestha. The second day of the hearing on Sunday this week mulled over the same issue, and other Justice Tej Bahadur Kesi was dragged to the controversy as well. The debate on the presence of several justices further stretched on Tuesday, and Justice Dua Karki and Bhattarai opined it would be inappropriate to continue with the bench amid any speculations that the bench would fail to maintain impartiality. The Dua said the dissolution of lower house could not be separated from the verdict handed by the Supreme Court to revive CPN-UML and Maoist Centre. Meanwhile, Justice Dua Tej Bahadur Kesi and Bamkumar Shrestha argued they would not leave the bench and would not be influenced by speculations. The 2 also opined the dissolution of lower house and Nepal Communist Party verdict did not relate to one another. On 7th of March, a joint bench including Justice Shrestha had scrapped the unification of CPN-UML and Maoist Centre, while a joint bench of Chief Justice Cholindra Samsher Rana and Justice Kesi had rejected petition against the decision. Writ petitioners had now argued that justices involved in these 2 cases were unfit to evaluate the ongoing hearings on writs filed against the dissolution of the lower house. The Chief Justice has decided to resume the hearing from 6th of June and decided to form the constitutional bench based on seniority basis. The composition of constitutional bench had come under the radar in December last year as well, when the Supreme Court had heard writs on the dissolution of the lower house back then.
Chairman 2 of Janata Samajwadi Party, Upendra Yadav and Mahanta Thakur have taken disciplinary actions against one another, expelling each other from the party membership. The meeting of the party's executive committee held yesterday at the party office, Balkumari decided to expel Chairman Mahanta Thakur, Senior Leader Rajendra Mahato, Sarvendra Nath Shukla and Lakshman Lal Karna from party membership. This was followed by the Thakur Mahato factions expelling Chairman Upendra Yadav from the party. The Yadav faction has alleged Thakur faction of conducting activities against the party's policies and ideologies that were against the sentiments of party unity. The faction has also informed the Election Commission of the party's decision to expel the leaders. Meanwhile, Thakur faction has expelled Chairman Upendra Yadav, saying that the chairman had failed to furnish a clarification despite being asked to do so on 2 occasions. Chairman Yadav and Federal Council Chairman Baburam Bhattarai faction had earlier twice demanded clarifications from 4 of the expelled leaders. On Sunday, the Thakur faction had given 24-hour ultimatum to Yadav to furnish a clarification. Chairman Yadav had been warning party leaders of expulsion if they decided to join hands with the incumbent government. The issue of government formation has pushed Janata Samajwadi Party on a verge of a split. The Thakur Mahato faction is in favor of supporting the incumbent government, while Bhattarai Yadav faction is against the caretaker Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Yadav has a majority at the Executive Committee of Janata Samajwadi Party. The Taruhat Taruwan Struggle Committee and the government have signed a 6-point agreement. Based on the agreement, the government is to take initiative to withdraw the case against Kantipur incident mastermind Resham Lal Chaudhary, Thani Ram Chaudhary and Lakshman Chaudhary, among others. The agreement has also decided to provide relief to families of martyrs of Taruhat Taruwan Struggle Committee. Likewise, the two sides have agreed to make provision for reservation for the Taruhat in all levels. Likewise, the government has agreed to conduct classes in Tharu mother tongue in all primary level schools and regions with majority Tharu population. Welcome back. The country continues to reel under corona crisis as 6,085 individuals tested positive for coronavirus, while 68 COVID patients succumbed to the infection yesterday. The latest deaths have taken the COVID-19 casualty tally to 7,454 in the country. Meanwhile, 6,898 patients registered full recovery, taking the recovery tally to 454,344. Recovery rate now stands at 80.2%. 17,147 tests through the PCR method were conducted in the past 24 hours, according to the Health Ministry. 104,789 infected individuals are in isolation, including 97,704 at home isolation. 725 individuals are in various quarantine centers. 1,411 are in intensive cares and 404 are on ventilator support. Meanwhile, former co-chairman of Bipexshil Saja Party, Ujjwal Thapa, breathed his last yesterday at the age of 44. Medicity Hospital in capital's Lalitpur informed that Thapa died of multiple health complications caused by COVID-19. Thapa was admitted to the hospital last Friday. The deadly black fungus that has grappled neighboring nation India has added to Nepal's coronavirus crisis. Nepal has so far reported 10 cases of mucormycosis, and health experts have said the fungal infection is most prevalent in COVID patients with weak immune system.
Mucormycosis, most commonly known as the black fungus, that was first reported in Birganj 2 weeks ago and later in Nepalganj, has now been detected in the capital. According to the Health Ministry, TU Teaching Hospital, Bir Hospital and Norvik Hospital each has one COVID-19 patient who has shown symptoms of the black fungus. With this, the fungal infection has been detected in 10 individuals so far, and the patients are between the age of 45 to 65 years. Hospitals have reported difficulty in treating these patients due to lack of medicines in the country. The Health Ministry has said efforts are underway to procure the medicines from Bangladesh, as neighboring nation India has banned the export of the medicine, considering the surge in cases back home. The ministry has added that the World Health Organization will urge India to provide 1,000 doses of black fungus medicines. Over 12,000 individuals in 15 different states in India have been infected with black fungus so far, 300 of whom have succumbed to the infection. No casualties have been reported due to the infection in Nepal so far.
यो ढुसी भन्ने कुरा हावा पानी घर हैन फलफुल बिग्रेको सडे गलेको फलफुल तरकारीहरू मतलब सम्पूर्ण ठाउँमा चाहिँ हुन्छ र यो हामीले प्राय जसो अरु बेलामा पनि यसरी श्वास लिँदाखेरि चाहिँ नाकबाट या मुखबाट चाहिँ त्यो त्यसको ढुसीको स्पोर भन्छौं त्यो जान्छ त्यो अरू बेला पनि गइराखेको हुन सक्ने देखिन्छ। तर यसले चाहिँ यति जाँदैमा मात्रै सङ्क्रमण गर्छ भन्ने पनि होइन र हाम्रो रोग प्रतिरोधात्मक क्षमता कम भएको अवस्था साथसाथै अन्य रोगहरू यसका रिस्क फ्याक्टरहरू बढी भएको बेला यसले असर पार्ने हो।
The infection is known to cause loss of vision in some, while others have required brain surgeries. Health experts say the risk of infection is high among COVID patients who have been administered steroids or used antibiotics without the supervision of doctors and among those who have weak immune system. Doctors have ruled out black fungus as a communicable disease, however, have urged all to take necessary precautions to prevent contracting the deadly infection.
800,000 out of 1 million vaccines donated by the Chinese government has arrived in the capital earlier yesterday. The vaccines arrived from Beijing on a national flag carrier flight yesterday. The Nepal Airlines plane had left for Beijing on Monday night. Chinese President Xi Jinping had agreed to provide 1 million vaccines to Nepal as grant assistance during a phone call with President Vidya Devi Bhandari on 26th of May. The Health Ministry has said it will begin providing the varicella vaccines to individuals between 60 to 64 years of age from 8th of June. The newly built surgical unit of the capital's BID hospital has begun treating coronavirus patients. The government had declared the new surgical unit a COVID-19 unified central hospital. Chief of BID Hospital, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, has said the hospital will run with 50 beds for the time being and will expand in the coming days. The new unit is equipped with oxygen cylinders and liquid oxygen. However, Dr. Gautam added that the hospital has been avoiding patients that are in need of high amount of oxygen as the hospital lacks an oxygen plant. Meanwhile, preparations are underway to expand the hospital service to 500 beds considering the rising number of infected patients. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in Bhutan what should be done to break the chain of coronavirus spread. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
Randomly चाहिँ परीक्षण गर्ने र संक्रमितहरूलाई चाहिँ आइसोलेट गर्ने र राख्ने अब कसरी राख्न सकिन्छ हरेक गाउँमा चाहिँ आइसोलेट केन्द्रहरू स्थापना गरेर त्यहाँ राख्ने अब धेरै भएकाहरूलाई चाहिँ उपचारतिर लैजाने
परीक्षणको दायरा बढाउनु पर्यो र व्यक्ति स्वयं आफैले पनि सुरक्षित रहने सक्दो प्रयास गर्नु पर्यो र तेस्रो नम्बरमा चाहिँ अहिलेको यो कोरोनाको लागि चाहिँ शरीरको सबैभन्दा मेन भनेको इम्युनिटी बढाउनु पर्यो
जाँचलाई चाहिँ प्रभावकारी बनाइनु पर्छ र संक्रमित पत्ता लागिसकेकाहरूको चाहिँ नियन्त्रण र निगरानी गर्ने एउटा संयन्त्र चाहिँ समुदाय तहमा पनि बनाउन चाहिँ आवश्यक देखिन्छ।
सबैभन्दा पहिले त हामीहरू जनता सबै आफै सचेत हुनुपर्छ, परीक्षणको दायरा बढाउनु पर्यो, अनि साबुन पानीले हात धुनु पर्यो, दूरी कायम गर्नु पर्यो, बेला बेलामा सेनिटाइजरहरू प्रयोग गर्नु पर्यो।
नेपाल सरकारले चाहिँ आफ्नो दायरा चाहिँ बढाउनु पर्यो। अब नाकाहरूमा पनि अलिकति सुरक्षा अपनाउनु पर्यो।
गाउँ गाउँमा अब सूचनाहरू प्रवाह गर्ने स्वास्थ्य सम्बन्धी कोरोना सम्बन्धी
जति सक्यो नेपाल सरकारले यसलाई परीक्षण गर्ने र शंकास्पद व्यक्तिहरूले छुट्टै घरमा आइसोलेसनमा बस्न सकियो भने र नियमित रूपमा साबुन पानीले हात धुन सकियो भने पक्कै पनि यसको केही नियन्त्रणमा कमी आउँछ।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what is the main reason for continuous unfair distribution of budget? The options: option A, influence of those with access to power; option B, lack of intention to be fair; and option C, politics to woo voters. The voting is on. Type any WS. Select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and stay safe.